Today, I would like to talk about finger pointing. Is it rude to point a finger here in the US or anywhere in the world for that matter? What I noticed, Mila constantly points a finger when she wants something, which is in her particular age is understandable. You know, she's not in the position to explain herself well. She doesn't know all the words yet. She can't say, "Give me that flashlight." So she would just point a finger at it and she'll and she'll say something to get my attention, and she points at that thing to I don't know how she got that idea. Maybe it's something psychological. Maybe she saw it somewhere in the cartoon that if she wants something she needs to point a finger. I didn't teach her that. In many countries, including the country I'm from, Ukraine, pointing a finger, especially at a person, is totally rude and unacceptable. Perhaps maybe pointing a finger at an object or an animal to get attention, to let the person know, hey, look, it's over there, and you point a finger. But still, pointing a finger, there are words for every object or animal, so basically we can describe what the attention that we would like that person to look at, we can describe with words. Or but see, in my opinion, it's probably acceptable for a child to point a finger, but at the same time, what I also noticed, our current president Trump uses his finger as well. You know, I've been doing some reading online, and let's say, for example, in American European cultures, it is considered rude to point fingers at others. This hand gesture is an indication of a dominant to subordinate behavior in the professional world. It is considered a gesture to single out an individual from a crowd. This aggressive signal is not liked by many, as no one likes to be singled out. And I noticed President Trump, when he gives a speech or when he addresses the crowd, he likes to give credit to people, which is great. You know, giving credit is phenomenal, to acknowledge something that they've done well. But at the same time, he likes to point a finger to single out that particular person. And he smiles at them. And he also uses kind of nonverbal communication by saying thank you to that person. I don't know if it's a PR move. I don't know if it's something that he's been doing for quite a long time, or maybe that's just a sign of rudeness. Maybe he is not, he hasn't been raised to the standards that we all consider pointing finger as something being rude, so to speak. And you know, you look at the examples here. You know, there's some other presidents. You know, president of Iran, or President Nixon, for example, President Obama. They also point fingers, but I don't know if it's to necessarily single somebody out, or perhaps maybe they point it at an object. But you be the judge. You know, I think you'll probably recognize that the kids point fingers, but is it okay for a president, for example, to point a finger? But of course, you know, I'm not trying to get into politics or anything to that aspect, but I just found it interesting, and I tried to teach Mila it's not okay to point a finger. You know, basically, if she wants me to get something for her, I usually take it and I call it a name: flashlight, or a staple, or a pen. You know, you want a pen, you want a flashlight, you want something else, just so she doesn't you know, basically so she understands that pointing a finger is probably not an intelligent way of describing an object. So, for example, looking at Indonesia, for example, in Indonesia it is considered extremely rude to point a finger with a forefinger. It is especially rude if the pointing is towards a person. When pointing, the Indonesian uses his thumb. or Japan. Avoid pointing at people with finger to make a point. Pointing whether with fingers or chopsticks is considered especially rude in Japan. Or let's say China. What may seem a simple gesture of pointing something out using your index finger will seem rude in China. Avoid using your index finger to call or motion to others. I'm looking here, India. It is rude to point directly at someone. So in many countries, and it looks like in Europe and in America as well, it is considered rude to point a finger at someone. Not sure why our current president likes to do that. And I also think Mila has some resemblance with the former current presidents of the United States. And one of those resemblance obviously is the intelligence, but also finger pointing. I noticed that she points a finger just like the current or the former presidents of the United States. So that's a good sign. I guess as long as we're not seeing this sign or this kind of finger pointing in America, I think as long as Mila doesn't do that, I think we'll be on a safe side.